Okay, people, it is on. It is so on, it's not even funny. Here we are just 11 days away from Christmas 2009. I can tell you that because I got my calendar right here, looking at it again. 14, 25, that's 11. The official webcam countdown to Christmas 2009, yournews.com, the Parker and the Man page, Mark Wilson with it. And you know what the column is today? It's the wrap-up of the Lions and Ravens from Sunday in Baltimore, Jim Schwartz's hometown. Absolutely, positively one of the most disgusting, pitiful, pathetic performances, won't call it an effort, that you've ever seen. The Ravens were just dominant in the rain at the stadium there in B-Town. And give a lot of credit to the guy who's got the movie of the year maybe out there, The Blind Side. The guy that the movie is based on is Michael Oher. He plays left tackle for the Ravens, the guy out of Ole Miss, who of course was indigent growing up. Sandra Bullock stars in the movie, Tim McGraw. Not indigent anymore, guy makes millions. And worth every penny the way they played against the Lions. Opened up the holes for Ray Rice, the second-year guy out of Rutgers, the little scatback who was just all over the place. Willis McGahee in the second half. The Lions had nothing. Sure, you should be out of focus because that's what the Lions were like all day, just out of focus in the rain. Nothing I say here is going to justify how bad they were. Let's just put it this way. Jim Schwartz was so angry, if you didn't see it, with 1:03 left to go in the third, he absolutely laid into them on national television. It's being played all around the country, maybe around the world. I mean, it was just profanity-laced. For a good 30, 40 seconds, he just got in on Ernie Sims and Cliff Averill and the rest of the defense, pleading with them just to stop this nonsense and don't allow the touchdown. And the next play, Willis McGahee scored. They didn't even bother using Rice in the second half. Michael Oher was opening up so many holes. Rice had like 155 yards in the first half. He finished with 166. That's on the ground. Overall, 219 total yards. The Lions team, people, only had 229 altogether, just themselves. And Rice 10 yards short of that himself. The numbers are startling. Again, Ravens 306 yards rushing, Ray Rice to 219 total. The Ravens record for most yards, team record for yards and rushing touchdowns with 5. You could have taken McGahee at halftime on your fantasy team and been fine. Halftime. The Lions 19th straight road loss, lost 34 of 37 overall. That's 3-34 since midway in the 07 season. 48-3 was the final, if you didn't hear. And that 48-3 score, the 45-point margin, is the Lions' worst loss since 1968 when they fell to the Dallas Cowboys 59-13, a 46-point loss. People are talking about 91 when the Lions lost to the Redskins 45-0. Same margin of victory, but that's the same margin of victory. And that year the Lions at least won 13 times. In between two horrible games against the Redskins, the opener and the NFC Championship game in Washington, they had this great season, 13 wins and 4 losses. 3 losses, because you can't count the other one, the first one. So we give them a pass for that a little bit, because at least they had their best season in their history. This one's a 2-win team, and going nowhere fast, just pathetic. I keep using the same words. I have no more adjectives. We'll get into what needs to be done later. There's 3 games left in the season. Schwartz was so angry he gave them Monday and Tuesday off to think about what they've done. It's like punishment. Think about what you've done. Don't come back till you know. They'll be back on Wednesday to get ready for the Arizona Cardinals. They're playing Monday night. So like the Ravens last week, you get the Cardinals on the short week again. And by that time, they'll be playing for maybe their 10th win. The Cardinals are in the thick of it, trying to get back to the Super Bowl for the 2nd straight year. Ken Wisenhunt and Kurt Warner and Larry Fitzgerald, and that's what's next at home. Just 3 games left of this horrifying season, maybe worse than last year's 0-16. The 2 wins against Washington and Cleveland have proved nothing. And Dante Culpepper was just terrible. 2 picks. His quarterback rating was 33.3. Matt Stafford, thank God you didn't play. Just stay away. And Kevin Smith got hurt, and he might be done for the season. And who knows? He did not look good when he went down in a heap, kind of running there and just fell. His knee went out. So I don't know what to tell you. Do with it what you will. I'm going to come up with something, though. I'm going to have a solution. I'm going to have a plan before it's all said and done. So check out the column on the 48-3 loss in Jim Schwartz's hometown. Just nothing good to say about the Lions. Plenty good to say about The Blind Side, the movie. Michael Oher, who plays with the Ravens, kind of interesting that he's playing, and he's part, his stories, the movie with Sandra Bullock and company. Other stuff in the column today, you can check out the Brandon Marshall, the 21 receiving catches, the pass catches he caught from Kyle Orton with Denver yesterday in the loss to Indianapolis, who, of course, set the record, 22 straight wins. Can you imagine 22 straight regular season wins? Can't win 1, 2 in a row here, but Mark Ingram's Heisman, I'm glad I got one right. Great story with Ingram, his father in jail, of course, and Mark had a great speech, very sentimental and emotional on Saturday with Nick Saban, the guy who coached his father, and now him in Alabama. So good for Mark from Flint, winning the Heisman Trophy. Tiger Woods loses a sponsor. You can check that out if you did not hear about that. The first one to actually say to Woods, take a hike, is in the books. Tom Smallwood, if you don't know the name, Hollywood story here involving a PBA, that's pro bowler, touring professional who won the PBA World Championships. He's a laid-off General Motors auto worker, and he dedicated his time to bowling, and it's paid off. Sometimes it's nice to see when things work out. And the season ender to Californication on Showtime. Read about that as well. That show, coming back for a 4th year, is the best thing on television. David Duchovny, and I said this in the piece, sorry X-Files fans, he was made for that role, Californication. So check it all out there. I don't know if I'll get to something else. I've said it so many times over the years. Lions losing to the Ravens, Brandon Marshall's receiving record, the Ingram Heisman, Tiger Woods losing a sponsor after this sex scandal, and not after, it's still going on. Tom Smallwood and Californication. It's all there for you. The Parker and the Man page, your official countdown to Christmas right here, at least webcam-wise, on yournews.com.